point in time, we are going to be presenting you the group called the People's Choice. And right now, I present to you Miss Karen Dickenson. Very pleasant good morning to you, and welcome to our studios.
Pleasant good morning to you, Mr. Williams, and the listening audience. I want to thank you for granting us the opportunity to come and share information with the public as it relates to our write-in campaign for gubernatorial candidate Kent Benair Sr. and Oakland Benta. Mr. Williams, we are here this morning as we get to the finish line in a few weeks, as we, the People's Choice, the citizens of the community, has made that decision to ask these individuals to return to the field. As many may say, why, how come, why not, and all kind of other suspicion as to why this is being done. Let me say this. It is being done because it can. It is being done because we live in America. It's being done because we live in a democracy. And it's being done because people are sick and tired of the status quo. They're sick and tired of it. We go ahead and we come to the point where individual has chosen, and again that is their right, to serve an elected position where they are supporting them, and at the end they do absolutely nothing for the people. And in getting there, there's called a process of voting. And as the public know today, we have a lot of questions as it relates to that system. A lot of questions. However, instead of us championing the cause to make sure that each and every one of our vote count, we went left and continue with the slander, the disrespect of each other. And when we have the biggest problem in our community, as mentioned by many, not by Karen Dickenson, that has been mentioned by many, and prior to me returning back home, is the election system. It is questionable. Prior to this election, we spoke about 3,000 votes being missing. So that is the big issue, people, to make sure that regardless of who you support, your vote is counted properly. But you know the nice thing about a write-in is that no one can steal your vote because you're not part of the populated information in the system. So if we have doubts about our votes being stolen or the votes aren't going the right way, and the individuals that everybody pitched their name around our community that has the way with all to manipulate the system, in a writing that can't happen. The writing is simply you go in, you either ask to be on the touch screen or the express machine. You see, we do paper ballot, but in actuality it's two systems that we work with, because once you finish with that paper, you have to put it in a machine. So we encourage you to do the touch screen, where nothing can be manipulated. No paper can be destroyed or whatever. I'm not saying that's what they do, but to rest assured that your vote is counted, you do the touch screen, you type the name in, voila, it's ended. But on the other hand, as people continue to question in our community, why, when, how come? But we call, but we don't come to action. And the writing is one of the ways that you can secure your vote, knowing that it cannot be manipulated. It cannot. that program in the system. So for that, we're saying people, go and support the right-in vote. Oh, they've been in the race already. Well, they're going back IFA because they can. They can. It is legal, and the people of the community, you hear the cry of the people, because those are the same people that the regular declared candidate are asking support from. They can, and the people ask them to come back, and they're back. And we ask you for your support for the right in. Let us change the narrative around here, people. Let us end the status quo. It is not working for us, people. It works for some, but it's not working for the majority. It's working for some, but that some will sacrifice the majority for their own gain. And that is why we see what is going on here in the Virgin Islands today. And we have become the laughing stock. Because we have a government here that is so upside down, disrespectful to say the least, to its citizens on a daily basis. On a daily basis. And let me say this. As an individual that support the People campaign, those derogatory calling to the LGBT group, it is appalling. It is offensive to me as a parent that has an LGBT. It is offensive. Because I would want for somebody to meet my child or treat my child otherwise, or say derogatory remarks to her because of who she chooses to be. Then you have me to deal with. It is my child, and her choice is her choice. Everybody's choice is their choice. That is not what we're here for. We're here about the ills of the territory. Come and speak about the issues and what have been failed to the people. What you have not done, and stop being a clown in every arena that you go in. And has the Virgin Island as the biggest circus where everybody abroad laugh after us. The things that we need and what we know the candidate of Kent Benear and Oakland Benta can do, it is vision for all, not vision for some. Vision for all. And a vision is lifetime. It is not a plan for term. It is lifetime. We are here jumping up when one of the things that each and every one of us, to include the governor, needs is proper health care and also a hospital. And it clearly tells me that he don't care about himself, so how he's going to care about you and I? Because a hospital is needed by all, rich or poor, black or white. When we need care, we have to go there. It doesn't matter how much money you have. If you need to be stabilized, you have to go there. And let me say this to the workers of the hospital. I feel your pain. Without the resources and the tools necessary to perform your duty, it put everyone in a deficit. And we have leaders in this government in all fraction that doesn't see the urgency. I'm writing a bill and it ain't going through, or it's not worked on. It's just as good as having a paper that you wrote it on. If it doesn't go in effect, what good is it? So having it and don't have the work being done, it doesn't make sense, people. I will say this without a shadow of doubt. Kent Benear Senior and Oakland Benta is the most qualified candidate in this race. The most. With the most experience. The most and with the most experience. And me being out here on this radio, for this is not for me. It is the pain that we all as Virgin Islanders feel. It is for my community. It is for our community that I stand here and continue to push the efforts of the right in for the candidates that myself and many others see as the best fit to move these territory in the direction that they need to go. Open the books, we've been asking for it through the legislature. Open the books, let's see what's going on. And once we have done so, wherever the chips need to fall, they will. We have a government that have no care for its citizens. None. A few. And let me say this. Most of you guys out there jumping up 4 more years, the fire list is out. And I saw it with my 4 eyes, the 2 that I was born with and the 2 that I purchased. I saw the list. Me, Karen Dickenson, I saw the list when I was in St. Thomas. I saw the list. So I'm saying to you guys, jump up, because that jump up gonna end soon. As soon as the party done, the music end. Jump up. And some of the names that I saw on the list, I was quite surprised. Quite surprised that those names were on the list. But you guys have a surprise coming, because they ain't gonna have no use for you once they win again, if they win again. So, with that being said, we want to let the public know. The writing is there. Come on board and join the People's Choice. That's just what it's called. The People's Choice, because the people are behind this. The people are behind this. And when you go to vote, I encourage you to vote on the touchscreen, and I don't encourage you to do early voting, because as the information came to us again, they said early voting is questionable when it comes to counting. So, as we move on, we see that it is a continuous clown show when we have urgency here in our community. As we get closer to election day, it is party and bacchanal and making mockery of the system, because people are still in need. We have 1,200 plus blue roof that we have not addressed. We see the news, how many millions they have spent, and it doesn't make sense because it doesn't equal up to the repairs. We're still in the height of hurricane season and we see no urgency. And yes, we talk about the same thing because these are the same issues. These are the same issues. But even when the citizens are speaking about it, you haven't even tried to address it in this critical time. Instead, you're doing foolishness. Foolishness and ignorance. Everything that you have done and continue to do is just news. And we can't see where it has been resolved. The team of Kent Benair Sr. and Oakland Benta for the last 6 months was talking about the ills and how they're going to resolve it and where we're going to find the monies to do that. These individuals are experienced individuals. And again, let me say this. Our writing is possible. Google that. Has anyone want to write in? Google that. They may not have won it here in the Virgin Islands. But in those times when those writing was taking place, technology weren't what they are today. So the extra effort that those candidates had to make, you don't have to do that today. So all the doubters and detractors and the why and how come, it is because simple, we can do it. You support who you support, I support who I support. But we continue to ask the public, go out, support the writing. Let us end the status quo. Let us end the regular. Let us end what is normal, because it has not been working. And in all my times here, born and raised, I have never seen an election like this. It is one of the most embarrassing for us as a people, with the behavior being displayed by individuals who are supposed to be leaders of this territory. We're not coming and providing information and truthful facts about what is going on with us as a people. Our utility system continues to fail us, and we don't come with any real plan as to how we're going to resolve the issue of the dinosaur that we have here. We continue not to give back the employees their contribution, but we bring in people from all over and give them big salary and let them live the lavish life while our locals continue to suffer. We continue to pop out there to have our officials who are currently working get a higher paycheck, while over the years they haven't done anything for the lower echelons and the union workers to increase salaries so people could have a living wage. But we're out there jumping up to increase their wages while they have forgotten us for the years. People think what each and every one of us as Virgin Islands can say we have benefited in the last 4 years. Each and every one of us collectively, what we have benefited is insult and disregard. That's what we all can say. Taxes, they're used. Roads are supposed to be maintained. COVID was not anything special. The information was sent from Washington to everybody. And you set it up how you see it. So all that you're saying you have accomplished, you haven't started anything. So for that I would give you a D minus. And I'm only giving you a D because you showed up. Or else it would have been an F, but you showed up, so that's an effort. And so as we look on and as we get closer to November 8th, we all are in the rage and in the deep essence of this whole election. But we're gonna have a runoff regardless. And the writing has become the issue of the day. Why? How come? Again, because we can. We can. And who think they're political strategists or analysts, don't come and tell me anything about spoiled vote, because I didn't know a vote could spoil. And because I'm not voting your way, the vote could spoil. Well, if it can't vote, if it spoil my way, then it's gonna spoil every way. And I encourage, don't listen to that ignorance. It ain't about no spoiled vote. You go ahead and vote with your conscience, not the popular. We did that before and we see the result of that, of popularity. Don't do it because we want this. No. We could have done that before if we really wanted that. So, as we move on, people, be mindful, be careful, look around. Everybody has been there. What is the change that has come about in our community? That we can say, yes, What is the changes? There's not much. As a Virgin Islander, there's not much for us to come home to be proud of. Because we have gone way, way back. Way back. And we sit here, and when one person go to protest or your mouth is on the radio, you know, people get upset with you, but they're not doing anything to make change. One of the greatest power we have in America is to protest. But because we live in a community where, oh, that's my friend, that's my neighbor, we don't want to go out against wrong. No, people. So for that, election day is the day that you make that mark, and you go out. And I am here championing the writing. And you go out and you write in the name of Kent Benier Sr. and Oakland Benta, the best choice to move these Virgin Islands forward. We don't have any economic development around here. None. None. We have nothing new to offer to our citizens. Absolutely nothing. No new hotel, no new supermarket. Nothing new. Nothing new. Instead, we deplete. We deplete. We continue to deplete school. We deplete. We continue to deplete everything. Everything is breakdown. 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 But we're not putting up anything new. So that we can go ahead and start to build our GDP, bring back middle class families and middle class individuals who can bring in small businesses to build our community, and even bring in some big businesses and foreign. But we can't do that because we just don't have the basic infrastructure that will entice or invite anyone to come to the Virgin Islands. No one is coming here to put millions of dollars in any business when we don't have a good hospital. No one is coming here when we don't have a good utility system. And no one is coming here when we don't have a good education system. And we continue to pass a blind eye until it affects us. We have a few around here in our community that think that they're the movers and shakers, and if it don't happen through them, it doesn't happen. It is sad that we live in a democracy where there's supposed to be justice and things just happen. I think we have selective justice around here. The small man get it, but not the big man. It is selective. We can see leaders do the wrong every day. They come to the legislature, they say they do wrong. Legislators validate and say that they know, and everybody just walk free. And no one does anything. We have question with our election system. No one does anything. But let a young man, a young woman, we're going to take them to the end and put them under the jail and have their family running back and forth, up and down. But when we have leaders who do wrong, no one, everybody turn a blind eye, and it's okay. And we sit here and ask why our kids are the way they are. Because we have leaders who behave like the thugs on the street. The difference is that they pay the price, but not the leaders. And if we want to continue with the status quo as such, for stuff like that to continue to happen, then, but if we want to make that real change in our society, where we, the people of our community, can take back our societies and have these leaders be accountable to each and every one of us, to do, and with this writing we can do that. Once we do the right thing, life will be wonderful for all, not just some, for all. We live in a small community, a small close-knit community. We're the only place in the United States that each and every one of our leaders, we all know them. And by golly, I couldn't imagine if we were strangers the way they would have treated us. We know each and every one of our leaders. And we are treated as if we're strangers. We're living in one of the worst societies. We are. And people, we have to be mindful and move away and understand what is right for me. What is right for me and my family and my community? Because if your community don't have it, none of us have it. What is right for me? We are in some serious times here in these Virgin Islands. As I was coming here to the radio station, I was speaking to a family member, and he was saying, I wish I could come home. I wish I could come home, but I can't. I can't. For the healthcare system alone, I can't. I may have found a jam and I would have make out, but I can't for the healthcare system alone. I want to come home, but I'm fearful. Why should we have our people saying that? Why? And again, we know every day we have people going out of here. Every day people are dying. And if we had that floating hospital out in the ocean, it could have taken the next 5 years for them to fix it. At least we would have had proper health care to augment that of what is going on at the Wang Louis. My question is, why? We have plans, we have funding, we have workmen. What is the problem? Why? Why we can't get this hospital together? Why? Why we can't take the boat to party from the hospital? Basically, that's what it is. Why? Why the hospital don't have air condition at times? Why? And we have elected leaders. It's not today it started. Why? The education system. We are at an all-time low. I'm a product of the public school system. And many others out here who have gone on to do great things, not just locally, internationally and domestically. So our system at one point worked. Today we practically don't have a system. Kids aren't reading on grade level, and if you don't have the basic phonics in place, we are doomed. We are doomed. Because you have to learn to read, to comprehend, so that you can understand. And when we are pushing our kids through a faulty system and pushing our teachers and principal through the same faulty system, we put the blame on the staff, and it is not them. They are trying their best. With the stress of our society, the stress of the job, and going to work every day and seeing kids who are problematic, and it continues, it just snowballs. But what happened? It reaches in the lap of the administrators and the teachers when we have these kids that are challenged because our whole society is messed up. because we're not giving fair opportunity to all. So now here it is, it's trickling down to our kids. And we're going to have a set of broken individuals who are going to fall in the fall of leadership in our society. So we can have some broken leadership as we as current leader is setting the system up as such, because we don't care. We don't see things for tomorrow, we see it for the immediate as we gain. We don't see it for those tomorrow to come. Not realizing that we're setting ourselves up for a total destructive society. We are becoming the minority in our own home, because the self-serving of a few that is willing to sell the rest, the masses. I remember when we had leaders, we didn't have much. People think back, we didn't have much. But we were a happy community. What we all had was national pride. I remember that. As a youngster growing up in this community, we had national pride and respect for each other. And those days you could call them true leaders, because they respected their community and they respected their citizens who offered them that opportunity to serve, and they were their boss then. Today, they come and they're nice and they give you the world to get your vote, and once they have gotten your vote, you become less than. My whole opportunity out here behind the writing of Kent Benair and Oakland Benta is for the people I serve, the less fortunate, who I advocate for on a daily basis, and who have been passed by for years. And today you want to tell me you could do a good job? You ignore them. That is my championing. I don't want anything out of this effort but for a better society for all. For all. We talk about infrastructure development. We have a local young man is trying to do, and I support him because I feel your pain as a business person here. Here at home, when we locals try to do something, we get the most pushback and the least support and the most negative comment as to why we're making an effort to do what we're doing. When we're coming to help, we suffer. We're the biggest discriminators among ourselves. And I support the young man with his effort, and any local business person that is trying to make a difference in our community, because the government can't do it. Because if they could have, they would have. I support him wholeheartedly, because I understand what you're going through when you cannot get the government to come along with projects. If they ain't getting piece of the pie, then you can't do. But let somebody come here. Oh, good morning. I'm heading to the Virgin Islands. We're going to make some investment. They roll out the red carpet. They roll it out. And they provide all kind of IDC benefit and all kind of reception to welcome them. And when they're done, they deceive the people and run with the money, and we don't go look for the money. You go retirement and you owe $50 when you come to retire. They dig out everything. But we give away so much money around here and we haven't recouped it. Here we have local individuals trying to uplift our community. And we're not providing support. People, I'm telling you, the writing is the best thing that will happen in this Virgin Islands, as we will make history and turn the status quo upside down. Come along. Come along. If you're looking for change in your society, if you're looking for a better Virgin Islands for all of us, join the writing gang. Come on with the People's Choice and write in the name of Kent Benear, Senior and Oakland Benta, as we open those books and we see who need to go to jail. That is where they're going, because it's the people's money. Everybody will say, oh, how come they're locking up people in Puerto Rico? You know why? Because we have a control system here. And the writing is calling for reform. We need the AG to be elected and other politicians to be elected so we can have fairness in our territory, man. Again, I tell you, we have become the laughing stock. That's why anybody could come here and give we to eat and tell we is sugar. Anybody could come here. I don't know what is wrong with our people. The immediate gratification is such immediate. But remember, no one has a lifetime certificate in politics. And you got to come back into the flock. You have to. We have seen many. We have a way around here when we're in politics. We believe we are above everybody else. That's not how it goes. You serve the people as you walk and ask them for the support. You're not above anyone. We're your boss. And people need to take back that power. And that is what the writing is about. These individuals walk to the beat of the people's choice. Their platform is based on what the people needs are. And I encourage everybody to go to the website Citizens for Benear and Benta 2022. And you see what the 18 point that the people collectively have placed together for these individuals to follow to serve their community. The job is not theirs, it is ours. You're a representative of the people, not of yourself. And the writing is such, it's going to be a new way in which we as citizens need to look at our leaders. We choose them, not they choose us. We choose them. Hold them accountable and make sure that it is transparent. The people tell you what they want, not you write where you feel or special interest group have you making and writing bills for them against the people's wishes. The writing is that you move to the beat of the people. You write your bill based on the people's need, not your need. And when the bill is ended, the people are surprised. We are here for accountability and bring the government back to the people. That is what it's about. The people, like you guys, are disrespecting government workers and not honoring union contract. I support union. I ran a union once. But you still want these same people to come and vote for you? Your salary must increase while theirs stay stagnant. They're crying every day, FD. Steel workers, everybody crying. Because up to today, we can't have people working on living wage salary. It is a disgrace. raise of some of the salaries that we have people working on to sustain a family. While everything goes up and salary remains the same. Everybody life living up and the workers remain the same. So you're telling me you want people think. You want me to be out there jumping up for you at 25,000 when I'm sending you to make 150, and before you didn't even make an effort to bring my life a little more comfortable, but I'm out there jumping up to make your life even more comfortable? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. Stop being bamboozled with ignorance. You ask yourself why the writing has become such a problem. Because they don't want you guys to see that it is possible and the change will come in these territories. They want it to remain status quo, people. Understand that. So they can continue to gain and hold us down. We have to change the narrative around here. We have to. Change is not easy, but change is a must. It is a must. And in order to effectuate change, we all have to come together to make that effort. You cannot stand up and hope for change to come if you don't participate in the effort to make change. They're pulling walls over your eye. So it could continue to be the same. I say, give me liberty or give me death. That's how serious I is. People, be mindful. Be mindful of what is going on here. This is one political year, like people are living in cult. You can't see me, and I don't hear nobody come here talking no issue. No one is talking no issue. All they're doing is give bad name to one another. Nobody's speaking on issues. And again, I say, there is no candidate in this race that is more qualified than Kent Benair Senior and Oakland Benta. None. And here we have debates. Let me come to that. That we have 4 candidates in the race, but debates are only offered to 2. Some people, I don't see something wrong with that, to get these people out. You can't want to control the election. What happened to the others? They have a voice too. Everybody should participate in these debates equally. What is the reason for that? 6 and 1.5 a dozen of the other people. Be mindful. Be mindful. And when they come to the debate, there's no substance being offered. Worrying about who biting banana left and right and who doing what. People, they have real issue out here. Be real about what we have going on in our society. Open your eyes as we move forward to this election and be clear of the decision. And I'm asking you to make the decision of Kent Benair and Oakland Bend and change the needle and move the goalpost further, not nearer, further. As we change the way that we elect our officials, the control of the party system, let us change it. Change it. Change the narrative. And when you go out there again, I tell you the only team that is going to bring us some dignity is Kent Benair. That's K-E-N-T B-E-R-N-I-E-R Senior S-R and Oakland O-A-K a picture in your phone and go in the election and vote with that. We have brochures and everything given out. But if you have any question, you can call us at 340-473-9806. And with that write-in, people, you're not actually writing in on the touch screen. When you go in, as they do for regular, you touch the write-in portion. That will highlight, and then a screen with a keyboard will show up. You have a stylus pen that you touch the letters and you spell the name. On the paper ballot that eventually has to go into a machine too, you write the name in the writing column. Whatever fit, you write it in. Kent Bernier, Kent Bernier, Senior. Oakland, Oakland, Benta, Benta. These are the individuals that will bring back the Virgin Islands to glory. Some people ask me, so what you saying? So the governor ain't got no experience? I said, how much the governor ain't qualified? Let me take a government ain't qualified. I said, how much people you know got job and ain't qualified for the job? As we know, a lot of people around here got job because of who they know, not because of what they know. And that's part of the problem. We got Department of Human Services, one of the worst agency leaders in that department. I'm not saying the people, because sometimes your agency is a reflection of who leads it. And I worked for that department many moons ago. We had a wonderful department with wonderful people, because at the time we had good leaders. There's nothing, much of nothing around here we could rejoice for under this administration. Not much of nothing. People are sicker than ever. People don't have much. We do things and we strategically don't plan. We do things because we want our friends to get it, not meaning that they know the right way to do it. Then everybody suffer behind of it. People, when you're in a society and you are singularly benefiting on the backs and the sufferation of others, it ain't gonna go good. You may not see it today, but it's going to come. It's going to come. If you do right, right will come for all of us. It will come for all of us. It will come. So with that, people, like I said, the writing is here. We're here, and we ask for your support. Let us change the status quo. Let us show our people that we're serious about what we're saying and what we're doing. And let us bring a hard change and a hard voice. And bring that change as we move to the right and be part of history in these Virgin Islands. And let them know your time is up. This regular as before, it's not happening no more. And young people, I ask you guys to come forth. Come forth and be part of this change. Let's get them out. Let's change it. Let's change the narrative. And let's bring action, real action, and open our voice to what is regular and what is not working. So, again, on November 8th, go out and write in It is KENTBERNIER, Senior. Oakland, OAKLAND. Benta, BENTA. If you have any further questions, you can call 340-473-9806 or go on our Facebook page. It is Citizens for Benin Benta 2022. Our website, www.citizensforbenerbenta2022. Read any information, any question you may have. You can put it on those pages or you can call 340-473-9806. But most of all, on November 8th, go out and write in the People's Choice. Kent, KNT, Bernier, BERNIER, Senior. Oakland, OAKLAND, Benta, BENTA. That is the individuals that would move these Virgin Islands, move them to the next level, move them to prosperity and happiness and dignity for all. Move these territory beyond with vision and ideas that is beneficial for us from now and beyond. You can go on our website and read and see that. That is what we, the People's Choice, has chosen these individuals to do for the people of the Virgin Islands, as we have asked them to serve. And some people say to me, somebody put I up to this. Nobody put us up to this. We're citizens. We have the right to make that choice. We chose that. Oh, are you coming to do? No, we're not. Outside of us, there's two other candidates. So why we become the big issue? But if you think about it, people, if it's not possible, it doesn't bother you. It can't happen, it can't happen. Stop letting people tell you things can't happen. Because they're probably gaining something out of it why they don't want it to happen. It can happen. It is possible to happen. Anything in life is possible. You may not want it to happen, but it can happen. You may not want it to happen because you probably benefiting something out of it not happening. But it may happen. And it's not a probability. It is a possibility. Others have done it. They have done it well. Don't tell me what happened with Cintron, and don't tell me what happened with Chucky. That was Chucky and Cintron. Those were different times. Today, I could take and press a button, like I said, and I could reach 2 million people in one time. Today, I could be in my home, and I could have 5, 10, 15 people in a meeting with me at one time. Remember, it is the intent of the name. People, a lot of us come out here and we throw all kind of negative Nancy nuance out here to people. Come out and educate and let people understand things. Not because I'm not going the way you want me to go, and I'm not going the way you want me to go. So don't come and tell me anything because no one could convince me. You're the way you're going and we the way we are going. Again, again, let the chips fall where they may, because at the end of the day, everybody have to vote to reach the finish line on November 8th. It don't matter if I going down in an old truck and you going in a Mercedes Benz. We all have to follow the same way to get to the end of the line, which is to acquire votes. That is what we all have to do. My votes may come through a writing, your own may come by pressing a button, but it's votes we need at the end of the day. So I'm asking all of you, especially those out there who are uncertain, the writing is one of the safest way you can cast your vote, because nobody could able to tinker with your vote. We're not set up in the system. Our name is not in the system. You just write it in. So if you were questioning about where your vote will go, your vote is safe with us. You go and write it in. But I encourage you to write it in on the touch screen machine. When you go in, you ask them to write in on the touch screen machine. And next thing that I'm finding a little questionable with the Board of Election, I have yet to ever go to vote where I go in and they ask you, is there any disability that you have that we may need special assistance with? I don't think people need to ask that. That information should be readily available. People who are blind, people who have issues, not just for this campaign, but I'm talking overall.
Yeah.
People who have issues spelling, whether it's for me, Brian, Veale, whoever. You want to vote for who you want to vote for, so you want to make sure that these people aren't disenfranchised, knowing that they have the proper equipment. And it should be said, these are things that should be coming out on the radio on a regular to reassure people that they have the right to go to vote, and the tools and resources are available for them to make them feel comfortable while they're going there. No one who can't read is going to, it's one of the biggest shame I think people have, that is going to go to vote and say, oh, I can't read. No. I think if we offer the service, people would be more comfortable. I think we would have more participation in the election system, in the electoral process, if people can be reassured for whatever disability they may have, they have the necessary resource to accommodate them to exercise their right. I think that is very, very important on the election system for everyone, so that who wants to vote for who, with whatever disability they have, we have the resource to afford them and not to disenfranchise them. We have to make sure that we cross our I's and dot our T's as it relates to this election system, as we continue to hear the message by people with the cries every day. But coming out on the radio and just beating our mouth every day, it doesn't solve it. We gotta go out there and ask for people to be removed or whatever we need to do, but we have to go out there in force and in numbers and make those requests. And for that, people, I say, if you want to see real change, jump on board with the people's choice. It is the people of the community that had brought forth this effort, because they're sick and tired of the party politics. They're sick and tired of that. It is not working. It is respectful to its citizens. Come on board. Let us change the narrative. Let us change the way we elect officials. Let us have it in where our officials are accountable to us. The writing for Kent Benier Senior, that's Kent Benier Senior, Oakland, OAKLAND BENTA, would be the best thing that ever happened to these Virgin Islands in recent years. People, I come here as an individual citizen in our community and asking for your support as I would as I would